Hello friends and welcome to day 2 of BOOKMAS. Today is a very fun and exciting day because we are going to the bookstore, but not only one bookstore, we are going to 3 because I have books at Barnes & Noble that I already know that I want to get because of their like buy one get one half off deals that they have. I was there the other day and I saw these 2 that I've been wanting for a while on the table, so I was like I have to get those before they are done with the buy one get one 50% off. And then we are going to go to half price books because I think there's a couple that I need to unhaul, and then I just wanted to see kind of what they've got there. But then there's also another like used bookstore that I didn't even know my hometown had somehow. So we're going to go to that one. I think it's also like a half price books type of deal, but it's not half price books. So I'm very excited to go to that because like I said, I've never been. And I just love going to new bookstores. I do have quite an extensive TBR like on my Goodreads and a lot of books that I have been keeping my eye out for. But I also know that for Christmas Day, I'm probably going to get some like gift cards and stuff. So I'm not trying to like get too much right now, but I did just sell some things from moving, like stuff that we weren't using anymore or things we didn't have space for, and I got some like just extra cash from that. So I was like, you know what, why not just use that and go get some books, because this is girl math. I don't feel like I'm actually spending my own money like buying those books because I got the money from things that I already had. So it's like technically I made money. I don't know. I'm just like trying to make it make sense in my brain. I do have some very ambitious reading plans for 2024, so that will justify my book shopping from December. Because if I'm being completely honest, my book shopping in December is extensive and it's a little bit out of control. But in my defense, like I said, I do have a lot of big reading plans for the next couple months, so it's fine. But also with it being the holiday season, I do really want to do more giving. So with that said, just because I want to do it, if you guys drop your Amazon wish list, I will be getting a couple people some books the next couple weeks. I love book shopping, but sometimes I feel like I already have enough and I just really want to bless someone with their favorite books too. So I don't know, if you have an Amazon wish list, please drop it down below in my comments so that I can choose a couple people to get some books for this season. I think that would be really exciting, and I just like to make people happy with books. I don't know if I already said this or not, but it is a very, very gloomy day out, which makes it a perfect bookstore day. I'm gonna get my tea, maybe a little snack, and then we're gonna go to Barnes & Noble first, and then probably half price books, and then, because the last bookstore that I'm gonna go to is kind of by my house, so I'm gonna go there like on the way home. I'm so excited. I'm really hoping I don't get like overstimulated though, because I have been going out quite a bit within the last couple days, and with it being the holiday season, like everywhere is super busy and it stresses me out so much. So if I do get a little too overwhelmed, I might have to break this up into 2 different days and maybe go to another bookstore tomorrow. But I think if I eat enough and I drink enough water and I bring my headphones and some sensory things, I should be perfectly fine. So let's go grab a tea and go book shopping. I'm at Half Price Books now, but over at Barnes & Noble, I ended up getting The Darkest Minds and Fireborn. This one honestly kind of, in a weird way, reminds me of Fourth Wing, so I just thought it'd be really fun because it has like dragons and, I don't know, dragons. Just the synopsis kind of sounded similar, but it says Annie and Leah were only children when revolution changed their world, giving everybody a chance to test into the governing class of dragon riders. So it's definitely Fourth Wing-esque. Now they are both rising stars in the new regiment, even though Annie's low-born family was executed by dragonfire, while Lee was born to the very aristocrat who used to rule the city. A childhood at the same orphanage forged their friendship, and 7 years of training have made them rivals for the top position in the Dragon Rider fleet. But everything changes when survivors from the old regime surface, bent on reclaiming their city. With war on the horizon, Lee must choose to kill the only family he has left or to betray everything he's come to believe in. And Annie must decide whether to protect her dearest friend or step up to be the champion her city needs. Loyalty and love are tested in this gripping adventure that asks what matters most, the family you were born into or the one you've chosen. So it's got found family, I think. I don't know, it just sounded really, really good, and it was buy one get one 50% off, so of course I got that one. And then The Darkest Minds. This one honestly kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Shatter Me series, because it follows a girl, Ruby, and it says when Ruby woke up on her 10th birthday, something about her had changed, something alarming enough to make her parents lock her in the garage and call the police. Something that got her sent to Thurmond, a brutal government rehabilitation camp. She might have survived the mysterious disease that killed most of America's children, but she and the others emerged with something far worse, frightening abilities they cannot control. Now 16, Ruby is one of the dangerous ones, but when the truth about Ruby's abilities, the truth she's kept hidden from everyone, even the camp authorities, come out, Ruby barely escapes Thurman with her life. On the run, she joins a group of kids who escaped their own camp, Zoo, a young girl haunted by her past, Chubbs, a standoffish brainiac, and Liam, their fearless leader, who is falling hard for Ruby, but no matter how much she aches for him, Ruby can't risk getting close, not after what happened to her parents. While they journey to find the safe haven left for kids like them, East River, they must evade their determined pursuers, including an organization that will stop at nothing to use Ruby in their fight against the government. But as they get closer to grasping the things they've dreamed of, Ruby will be faced with a terrible choice, one that may mean giving up her only chance at a life worth living. So I don't know, these literally, like, this one just sounds so much like Fourth Wing, and this one sounds so much like Shatter Me, and I haven't read Fourth Wing yet, but it's on my TBR to do so probably next year, like January. And then I loved the Shatter Me series, so need I say more? But yes, we are now at Half Price Books, so I'm gonna go in there and look around a little bit and then see what I can find. Hello friends, I'm back from my bookstore excursions. Is that even a word? Is that even the right word? I don't know. Anyway, but at Half Price Books, I ended up getting The Evil Queen and the Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, which you guys may be thinking, Faith, don't you already have that book? And didn't you already read that book? Yes, and yes. And I absolutely loved it. It's my favorite book. Freaking life-changing. So I figured it would be a really good idea to grab a copy because they never have this at Half Price Books. So I wanted to just grab a copy and then gift it to somebody this holiday season. So this one I'm not even keeping. This is gonna be a gift. When I went to Half Price Books about like a week ago, I wanted to get both of these. So I put one of them on hold because this is the first book in the series and this is the second one, but they're kind of like series that they're like tied together, but they're following different characters, so you can kind of read them as a standalone, but you also kind of need to read them in order just to like understand the world and stuff. But I got this one a couple days ago, and then they didn't have this one when I did get this one, but today when I went back, this one was on the shelf, and I don't know if this is a new copy or if it was the same copy that maybe you just got like put back. I don't know, but I was so excited when this popped up because I was actually looking for this at Barnes & Noble, but all they had was this one. So, oh, that was just like perfect timing. These ones, if you couldn't tell, are fantasy retelling. No, not fantasy. What is the word I'm trying to think of? Fairy tale, not fantasy. It's obviously fantasy. They are fairy tale retelling. So I'm pretty sure this is maybe like some kind of Snow White, but like kind of villain origin story thing. And then this is a Cinderella retelling, I think, and I don't know who exactly it follows. But anyway, like I said in one of my previous videos, I've just been in a weird like retelling mood. So I've been adding a lot of them to my TBR lately. I also, obviously, did not go to the third bookstore, and I don't think I'm going to, sadly, because it is already like 5:30 p.m. and I'm getting a little bit tired, and I just like don't want to be out and about for that long, and they closed at 6 anyway, so I probably wouldn't have really gotten to spend very much time there. But I am going to be book shopping online here in a minute because there is some books on different websites that I've kind of been keeping my eye on, so I want to check back in on my carts and see like which ones I might want to actually buy. I don't have a desk yet in this room, so I ordered this like little thing on Amazon, and it's just like a little like fold out bed tabletop desk thing, but oh, there we go. It works for now, and now I can like sit up straight at least and not be like hunched over. But anyway, I'm looking at I have Book Outlet open, and then I need to make a new tab for Amazon. First of all, I need to update my book wish list because I got a few that are on here still. But going over to my Book Outlet cart, I have 6 Crimson Cranes Starsight, which is Skyward, the second book in the series, which I'm hesitant on because I haven't even read the first book, but I feel like I'm really gonna like it, so I kind of just want to get the second book, but then again, I don't need it right now, so that's a maybe. But then I have Skin of the Sea, which is like a mermaid fantasy YA book. I'm gonna see what else they've added recently. Oh, they have the Throne of Glass. Okay, so I need to get the new Throne of Glass cover because I have the old one, but all the other Throne of Glass books that I have are in the old cover. Or no, I have the old cover of Throne of Glass, and then the rest of the series that I have is in the new covers, so I need to get them so they all match. But anyway, back to what I was saying. When I was at Half Price Books, oh, they had so many books in series that I really want to read, but they didn't have the first book in the series. Like, I really want to read A Darker Shade of Magic, and they had the second and third books, but they didn't have the first book, so I was like, why? And I didn't want to just get the second and third book just in case I didn't love the first book. So that was a thing. I'll probably save Starsight, which is the second book in the Skyward series, for later. I'm gonna go to my favorites and see what's in stock. I've been really wanting Happiness for Beginners by Catherine Senner, but when they had it in this website, I put it in my cart, and then the next day it was gone. So I just need to start getting things like when they're there. But I have been looking at Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert because that sounds so much like Happiness for Beginners, but like a YA version. So I don't know, I might just get that one as well. I watched Happiness for Beginners on Netflix with my mom earlier this year, and that movie did something to my brain. It was so cute, and I loved the main characters so much, so I just feel like I would really like the book. I wish they had better thrillers on here sometimes, because for a girl that reads a lot of thrillers, I don't buy a lot of thrillers because I feel like they're so hit or miss that I don't really want to buy them, because they're just not really ones that I feel like I can reread super often, because once the plot twist is like already there, I feel like it's kind of hard to re-enjoy a thriller, versus like with fantasy series and stuff, it's a lot easier to reread those because it's just so like complex. I don't know, because I might read, or I might reread the Housemaid series when the third book comes out next year. I think I'm going to save my book outlet cart for later, because there's a few on there that I'm not like in a rush to get, and there are ones that like I can wait a while to get if they still have them later. So I am going on Amazon, and there is 2 that I really want to get from here. I would have gotten it at Barnes & Noble, but they didn't have one of the ones that I'm looking at. So the 2 that I'm going to actually check out and buy right now with are Catherine Center's Happiness for Beginners and Lisa Gardner's One Step Too Far. If you haven't like heard about these, Happiness for Beginners is pretty much about this girl. She's like in her, I think like late 30s, and she is either newly divorced or like just kind of like recently got divorced. And so she's going on this like hiking trip without any hiking experience or anything, because she just wants to like do something new with her life. And then her brother's best friend ends up like being on that same hike, and it's just, oh, so cute. And then One Step Too Far is about this girl who, it's like a series kind of, where this girl like finds people pretty much, and there's this guy that goes missing in the woods, so she pretty much goes to like try and find him. But I don't know, there's like a bunch of twists and turns and a lot of crazy stuff that happens, so I'm really excited to get into that one. So I'm gonna check out with those, and then other than that, that is like pretty much the end of this vlog. I know that this vlog is like a lot shorter than my other ones, but it's honestly just so hard to film in public, like especially in bookstores when it's like really busy and I'm by myself. Like if I had like Danny or a friend with me who could like film me, that would be a lot easier, but I was like by myself, so it was really, really hard to film. But I hope it was still cozy and fun and you guys had a good time. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow for Bookmas Day 3. Mwah.